So, I haven't had anything like this happen to me in a while, but I am freaking out on the verge of tears. And normally I'm a person who bottles in their emotions, but I need help on what I just experienced right now. Okay, so I'm doing a bit of late spring cleaning. I found an old EVP recorder from high school ghost hunting. My Nana recently passed away, and I've been missing her recently. I decided that I'd try to see if I can catch my Nana while I sleep. I started recording at 11:01 p.m. It is now 11:46 p.m. The last thing I said was "Good night, Nana," and slowly felt this heavy feeling, this heavy aura surrounding me. It was almost like someone wrapping their arms around me in a comfort, but then it felt like my whole body was being shocked and the energy being pulled from me. I woke up from a fit only to see a shadow watching me from my Nana's room where she died. It felt like her, but darker. Okay, just like the title says, this one is a very short story, and it literally just happened. So I was in the kitchen getting an ice lolly, because it's 20 degrees Celsius, and when I was taking the plastic off at the kitchen door, I see a black shoes walk in, and I think it's my mother, so I look up, but no one was there. I told my mom, and she says that her phone was typing "you" continually by itself 2 hours ago. So, I don't know, I guess the kitchen is haunted. Okay, hi, I'm back again, and this time I have a story of a few years back when I went to a cemetery with my mother and godmother. It's a short story, but it's good. So I was walking around the cemetery taking photos, which I do have saved. Some are down below. If you want to see the rest, tell me. And at one point, I suddenly turn in a random direction and see a man in a suit just walking down a path, and he is emitting this glowing white light from everywhere on his body. He walks behind a tree and vanishes. An hour or so later, when we were about to leave, I see him again, but this time heading up the path that leads in front of the church where we were. I watch as he walks behind a tree and disappears. I turn the tree to see if he was there, but he was gone. I can't remember the cemetery's name, but if I remember, I will put it in the comments. Stay safe out there, everyone. This happened in the middle of June 2020. It was a very strange experience. I have yet to hear a reasonable explanation for what had happened this night. For some background, I have never believed in anything paranormal. My girlfriend claims to have had a couple paranormal experiences, but they seem too cliche to be legitimate. I live in Utah, and I'm not religious. However, a common hangout spot at night in Utah is the nearest church. My friend used to live in a neighborhood with a church in it. We would hang out, eat food, talk, etc. Right next to the church was an underground tunnel that was also a common trail people would take. The road goes over the tunnel. The road above the tunnel is about 20 feet above the tunnel, and the road is pretty much a bridge. So after we were done hanging out, I was driving back alone. As I cross over the bridge, I see a black and white cat fall off the bridge into where the tunnel is. I only saw its butt. However, I knew it was a cat. It's not uncommon to see stray cats at night in this neighborhood. I see them all the time. However, I was very confused why the cat would jump off a 20-foot drop. I love all animals, and I have raised many stray kittens and baby birds. So, I was contemplating pulling over and going to see if he's okay. I didn't at first because my brother had recently gotten a new cat named Sylvester after the Looney Tunes character only a couple of days ago. And I knew if I found an injured cat, we would rescue it and want to keep it. But I turned around anyways and parked next to the school by the tunnel to see if it was okay. The roads were barren. It was 1 a.m. in the morning, quite quiet, in a Utah religious neighborhood. So I wasn't nervous in any way. I just wanted to see if the cat was okay. I park and get out. There is a fairly steep hill heading down into the tunnel, so I make my way down. I turn on my phone flashlight to see if I can see any sign of an animal, and I couldn't. The tunnel was empty, but I couldn't see the other side of the tunnel. I walk down the tunnel to the very end and don't see anything. The tunnel is maybe about 30 feet long, and then it comes out onto the other side of the road. I walk back extremely confused because a cat wouldn't just drop 20 feet down and be completely fine. Now this is the frightening part. As I'm walking back up the hill, I see an extremely bright light at the far end of the trail, and it's moving closer to me. I didn't know what it is. My first instinct was to run, but the light was getting closer, and I honestly wasn't scared because the neighborhood is primarily Mormon and right next to a school I used to go to. So I waited to see what it is. As it gets closer, I hear bike wheels rolling and pedals turning. I didn't want to look weird, so I don't run. I just keep walking back to my car. In my mind, I was trying to process why everyone would be riding their bike at 1 a.m. It was a woman. She was maybe 20 to 21. She was quite attractive, if I'm being honest. She was dressed in a floral print dress that looked like it came directly out of the 1960s. No shoes and long hair that fell across her cheeks. She says, "Hey," in a lovely, friendly voice. I responded with, "Hey, what's up?" or something like that. Everyone in Utah is really friendly and talkative, so I really didn't think anything of it, other than why the hell was she riding her bike this late? She said she was going home, and then she replied with a question about what I'm doing. I told her I was looking for a black and white cat I saw fall off the road because I was worried it got hurt. She responded with, "Oh no, I haven't seen a black and white cat around here, but I used to have a cat named Sylvester. He was so cool. He used to be able to open doors and stuff." My face felt like it got stung 1,000,000 times by bees, and my heart dropped. Is this a fucking joke? Did she just say my new cat's name? I understand it's a common name for a black and white cat, but why did I just see one fall off a road and encounter a very strange looking woman who also had a black and white cat named Sylvester that just happens to be my new cat's name? There is no way this is actually happening. I would respond with, "Oh, wow, really? That's so funny," or something along those lines. I tell her to have a good night after telling her to keep an eye out for the cat. She responds with, Oh, of course I will." I just keep walking back to my car. I was kind of scared at this point, like actually scared. I get in my car and get on my phone to call my girlfriend. She doesn't answer, so I just hung up and drove off. As I back out and try to get onto the road, the woman isn't in sight. Genuinely, she is nowhere to be found. She should be easily spotted with the bright lights on her bike, but she's not. The trail was left dark and empty, as if she was never there. The woman was riding on the sidewalk. The trail splits off into two pathways. I go into the tunnel, and one goes onto the sidewalk that connects to the road. She was on the sidewalk. There's no way she could have gotten into the tunnel because I said the hill down into the tunnel is fairly steep. There's no way she have hidden or even walk down there with the bike. However, she was legitimately gone. Nowhere in sight, no lights, no bike, no sound, no nothing. Where did she go? So, can someone give me an explanation? Was it just some girl genuinely going home? Did she also have a cat named Sylvester? If so, how and why did she disappear? Also, why was she dressed like a 60s hippie? No shoes, floral dress, long ratty hair. I'm genuinely stumped. I have no other option but to come here and ask for an explanation. Do you guys think this was just some weird sighting or encounter? I don't know what to think. I'm not lying. She was nowhere to be found, and that's what was so strange to me. The same cat name was strange, and the outfit, but the strangest part was she was gone in an instant. Can someone please tell me what happened to me? Within the span of 2 weeks, I have noticed some things around our house aren't how we left them. 1. We exit our house through a sliding door into the garage where our cars are parked. Twice in the last 2 weeks, we've come home to find the sliding door open, our dogs in the yard. We lived here for about 2 years, and this has never happened before. 2. Our cat's food and water bowl are on a stand in the kitchen on the counter. 3 times in the last month, we found the bowl on the opposite side of the counter, not in the stand. When we return home, any idea what this could mean or why this is happening?